Yes, guys. So, in the last episode, um, I basically gave the car a nice little cleanup. I didn't do it too well, but I did get to remove most of the dirt and grime. The interior, I did a little bit of work, and today I'm starting on removal of the intake manifold. Now, bear in mind that I have absolutely no idea how to work on the BM's engine. I have no idea what I'm doing. Um, so yeah, okay. So a lot of the parts I just took off and just giving it a little wipe down. Obviously, I'm gonna clean and wash everything properly as soon as I get most of the parts off the car. So yeah, I'm taking off the wire that goes to the starter and also the cabin air filter box, all that dirt and dust over the years. So I'm just cleaning that off, most of the grime, because I'm putting it in the back of my other car, so I don't want the car to get that dirty again. Yeah, so I'm just giving it a wipe down with a paintbrush, small little 5 rand paintbrush that I got there. Yeah, and you can see all that stuck on dirt, sand. It's from all the years of just sitting, and it's packed on quite hard. So I actually need to use a little bit of effort. Yeah, I'm removing the caps that cover the nuts of the engine covers. So there's 4 nuts, 2 on each cover. Intake manifold cover goes off. Just putting the bolts back so I don't lose them. And then I've got the engine cover. The engine cover is actually broken, so probably one day we'll replace that. So taking off the bolts, taking it out, and then the oil filler cap goes off so that the cover can be removed. And then just the bolts, put it back again, and the engine cover, they go back into the boot of the other car, and the oil filler cap goes back on. Yeah, I'm starting the removal process of the ignition coils. So the wires goes off. And that's me getting the last few ignition coil wires that sits at the back. And ignition coil wires are off. Yeah, I'm just unclipping the cover of the ignition wires so I can remove the entire wiring loom of the ignition wires to the ignition coils. And then we got the ground wire. Yeah, so that ground wire's nut was actually jammed in between 2 lock nuts. Not lock nuts, but they were locked in place. So it was actually a little bit of a mission trying to get that ground wire loose. Okay, so I decided to take off that one ignition coil that sits just in front of the ground wire, as I want to go in there with a spanner. Like I said, the two nuts are locked into position, so I got my little pliers, loosen it up, and there it's off. So that's the top nut coming off, and we got the eyelet and the bottom nut right there. Start a live wire, we need to remove that as well. So moving that out of the way and putting the nut back, then removal of the coils. Once again, just popping back all the bolts so I don't lose them, because it just works better that way for me. Like I said, I've never worked on a BMW engine. This is the first time I'm working on a BM engine. I've reconditioned 3 engines in my life and another Camry cylinder head, but this is a total different story. So here I'm just giving the top a little brush off all the excess dirt so it doesn't fall in anywhere that it shouldn't. Just get it a little bit cleaner than what it is. Okay, so here I'm unbolting the distribution piece that goes on top of the intake manifold. That's just to equalize the pressure in the cylinders. Okay, so a lot of you guys will probably tell me that it's unnecessary to remove this distribution piece, but I'm actually doing it for 2 reasons. First reason would be that I need to clean the part and replace the seals on it. And the second reason would be I had no clue. As I said, this is the first time I'm working on a BMW engine, and I'm doing it without the manual. Okay, so this piece was actually pressed very firmly into the intake manifold, and it took a little elbow grease just to get it to pop out. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of carbon buildup on that connecting pieces where the rubbers goes on, the rubber grommets. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to remove this thing, because if that dirt goes into the intake manifold, it could potentially damage the engine. I battled a little with that little hose there, but it didn't seem too important at the moment, so I just eventually left it there for another time. So I'm uncoupling a few more electrical plugs, goes into the harness, and now I'm at the diesel valve. Diesel valve is fairly easy, a few connectors, a few bolts, and it's out. Okay, so one thing that I did realize after buying this BMW is that the reason why BMWs are so expensive to maintain is because of all the seemingly unnecessary parts that has to be removed before the main part can be removed. Yeah, I'm battling to fit my Allen key into the holes, into the bolts for the diesel valve. So eventually I just went to remove the cone filter so that I can get better access to that diesel valve. A little better, but still not perfect. Okay, so I just about got that diesel valve done. Just a couple of more turns, then it comes off. Yeah. Okay, so here, this is actually another week. This is the next week. Yeah, I'm busy removing the clips of the fuel injectors so I can get that fuel rail off. Little did I know that this is another battle. There is literally no space to work. I don't even know how I'm going to get those clips back in again. And then I started removing the connectors for the fuel injection wires. Also another job on its own. So yeah, just having at it with a thin screwdriver, just wiggling the clamps so I can remove the plug. Yeah, if things looks a little weird on the side for you guys, bear in mind that this is in South Africa. That's number one. Number two, it is not a 325, it is a 323, so it has the M52 TU engine. It's basically the same as the M54, but the M54 is just a little different. So after the disconnecting of the injectors, I just gave it a nice little bit of a wipe down, and then I'm battling here with the pressure valve. With the pressure valve air pipe removed, unbolting the fuel rail. Got a couple of bolts on there, and now I've got another battle with the injectors as well. Injectors comes off one by one, and there you can see the dirt and grime. Yeah, I gotta clean these injectors properly and just get them to somebody who can check how well they perform. The car was running, but it was in limp mode, so I'm gonna try and get this thing out of limp mode as best as I can, replacing what I need to replace and fitting what I need to fit, cleaning what I need to clean. Okay, so here I'm once again battling with that little plastic hose there, and in a few seconds you'll see what happened. There we go, broke clean off. Awesome. Another thing to replace. Yeah, so we're giving it another wipe down as we go along, not cleaning it, just giving it a little wipe down to get most of the dirt out of the way. And here we start with intake manifold bolts, quite a couple of them, but yeah, that's actually one easy job. So we're removing more of the intake manifolds there, because I need to get down as far as I can, just unbolting whatever I can. There we're taking off some of the electrical harness brackets. Okay, so there's another Jubilee there, to take off that last manifold off the intake throttle body. Torn to bits, 25-year-old car. So I'm just checking where the other bolts are so I can remove that throttle body. So I eventually unbolted all four of the bolts, and there the throttle body comes off. I'm being careful not to touch the throttle flap because I don't want to disturb the sensors. That's me removing the cable. Bear in mind that this car has electric and it has the manual function on the throttle body. So yeah, I'm just battling to get the throttle body out of the place that it's in. It's already loose, just need to get it out. And that's the condition of the throttle body after 25 years. And that's what it looks like. So I really need to get that cleaned up. Yeah guys, so as you can see, with me having no knowledge of the BMW engine, yeah, I'm quite battling to get this intake manifold off, not knowing what is at the bottom and at the back of the intake manifold. There's a lot of piping, a lot of wiring, a lot of bolts, so I'm just battling to get it out. So I go to the back, I'm trying to get those rubber hoses off, because that's a couple of the things that's holding this intake manifold still where it is. And now I'm battling with a final hose, just giving it a little squirt of carb cleaner just to lubricate it, giving it a twist and a tug, and off it comes. Here you can finally see the condition of the engine after 25 years, and I'm gonna have to come in with a vacuum cleaner and degrease and clean all that up before I start working on this engine. And there we have the intake manifold. I'm gonna have to replace rubber gaskets and necessary hoses. It also needs a proper cleaning, as you can see. Yes guys, so join me again next time where I will attempt to remove the exhaust manifold, but move to the lights because I didn't have the tools. Hope you enjoyed.